What if I told you could stretch your whole body with 3 simple and quick stretches? I love doing these 3 simple stretches before I go to bed or first thing when I wake up because you're lying down to do them. So they're simple. No equipment is necessary. So turn to these when you really don't feel like doing anything. Let's get started. You are going to be lying down on your back. Pause for a moment, kind of say to yourself like, oh God, I don't want to be doing this, but Chloe says that I probably should, so just do it, okay? You're lying down. We're gonna first start with a figure 4 stretch. So you'll cross your left leg over your right. Try to create a little bit of an arch in your back before you even pull your leg in toward you, and try to maintain that arch in your back, okay? So what will happen is, we kind of tend to round like this. Try to keep that little bit of an arch in your back. You're gonna hold for 30 seconds on each side. This is going to help to loosen up those glute muscles, and it's actually gonna help with the next stretch. Next stretch, you're going to do trunk rotation. So you see, I was on my back. Now I'm just going to be lying on my side. My knee is going to be up at the level of my hip, and then my bottom leg is going to be straight. I like to do the figure 4 stretch before these trunk rotations because it helps to also make sure that my hips and my back aren't tight either. These trunk rotations are going to be really helpful for loosening up your spine and your shoulders, okay? So again, I like this whole like 2 for 1 sort of thing. So you're loosening up your thoracic spine, your lumbar spine, and even your shoulder. I'm really trying to reach out with my fingertips in order to get a little bit of a stretch through my shoulder as well. And you want to try to get your shoulder blade down on the ground, okay? Then make sure you switch sides. Again, I promise you not too much moving around, but I think you can handle this. So you're here and then you're turning, open as much as I can. You see I'm trying to get that shoulder blade down on the ground as much as I can, and then I'm coming back just like that. Okay, now you're gonna stay in this position to stretch your quad and your hip flexor. You're gonna do the Bretzel 1.0. So bottom leg is bent. That's the one that I'm stretching. I'm gonna grab my foot. I'm gonna grab my right foot with my left hand, and then I'm gonna pull my knee behind my hip and then bring my heel toward my glute. So then I stretch then through the front part of my hip. I'm gonna stretch for 30 seconds on each side. You can get a little bit more of a spinal stretch too if then you try to turn open as much as you can, or just make this about your quad. And then you're come to the other side, and you're gonna do the same thing. 30 seconds, really try to bring that knee behind the hip as much as you can. Now, we just did 3 simple stretches. For the figure 4 stretch, you're gonna hold for 30 seconds on each side. Then you'll move to the trunk rotations, do 10 on each side, really trying to get that shoulder blade down on the ground. Then you'll finish with the Bretzel 1.0. You're gonna hold for 30 seconds, do that on each side. So you can be done with that after you do 1 round, but the most effective thing would be 3 rounds. By this point, maybe you already kind of got started a little bit and you're like, well, I might as well just keep going. So do another round or 2. I like to do this mix of doing the figure 4 stretch into the trunk rotations, into the Bretzel 1.0, and then cycle through those again because I'm going to get a little bit more out of each of the stretches for the next round. If you do this every day, it's going to give you a really good foundation for stretching your spine and your shoulders and your hips. Turn to this when you really don't feel like doing anything else. Because remember, something that you do daily or every other day is going to be more effective than the thing that you do inconsistently. So this is simple and effective. It's designed to be quick. Then that's going to allow you in your busy schedule to be able to fit this in. This is something that I've recently started doing and I wanted to share with you guys. So let me know what you find to be particularly helpful. If you have any questions about anything, I'm always happy to answer any questions, and I hope that you find this to be as helpful as I have.